Chris, anxious to hear what you have to say about Chromebooks. Your trip using them will help us decide if we should maybe change our travel tech devices. Yes, exactly. I am planning on the Chromebook being what I take to Italy.
Well, this is What Does This Button Do show. It's an educational show about smartphones and tablets with us, Geeks on Tour. And that's where we are right now. And we're having some technical difficulties here.
It is always something.
Right.
This time it was a little more serious than normal, but we're here.
Yeah, we are. Okay. If I go to that, I can't. Huh. Well, I'm Jim here together with my wife, Chris. We're Geeks on Tour. Do you think your smartphone is smarter than you? And do you have questions about your Android phone or your iPad tablet? And how do you learn about these amazing devices?
We are geeks who teach and learn and learn and learn and learn. We think the best way is to learn a little bit at a time on a regular basis. So that's why we came up with this weekly show. Our website is geeksontour.com, and all of our content is collected there. Several hundred tutorial videos on the topics we teach.
That's great. So, Chris, what's on the next slide?
That's where we are.
Okay, where are we now?
We are back home in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And we're getting ready, though, to head off to Italy and Croatia.
Yeah, so we're really looking forward to this trip. It'll be an amazing thing. Chris is taking a writer's workshop over there in Tuscany with an old high school friend, and that should be cool. She's done this before, not in Tuscany,
not in Italy,
not in Italy, only in Florida. So the same guy, he's a writer, Carrie Tennis. A little shout out there.
But we're going to be gone for a month, so you might not be hearing from us, or you might be hearing from us a lot.
Yeah, we're going to see what kind of bandwidth we have. We're going to try and go live on Facebook, and YouTube. We'll try and do these shows too. So
just keep a watch. Make sure to subscribe to notifications so you'll know when we're on. So
on today's show, I guess we have a beginner's lesson, Chromebooks, what they are and who are they for. We have a guest today, Ron Brown. Welcome, Ron. It's good to see you. He's the director of Silver Ridge Computer Club in Mesa, Arizona, and currently in his summer home in Canada. Canada. So if you have questions during the live show here today while we're recording, use the live chat in the YouTube chat window, and we're going to maybe go live after the show, but that might not happen. We'll see how that goes. We'll have another hangout so we can have up to 10 people. That might not happen this week because of these technical problems, and this just happened. Everything was working great. What did you do to me?
15 minutes, I killed his USB on his computer.
Killed my USBs. So anyway, by Wednesday afternoon, this episode will be cleaned up and posted at thebuttonshow.com, and you can leave your comments there, and we hope you do.
So we are doing the show a little bit differently today. We usually have a beginning tip and then a beginner's lesson and then an app. We're going to devote the whole show to Chromebooks.
Okay. We do invite you to become a member. Go to geeksontour.com and click on the Become a Member link. All right, Chris, where are we going?
All right. There's a couple more slides.
All right.
I want to just give a very brief definition and demo of Chromebooks. So what are they and who are they for? And our guest, Ron Brown, will be talking a lot about it, but I like to do my little demo thing. So we're going to start with that. The point is, and if a phone or a tablet is not enough, so when you're, for example, if you're going on a trip like we are, what do you take? Is a tablet going to be good enough? Can I maybe do everything with the phone?
I'm sure not taking this computer. It's not working right.
So when a phone or tablet is not enough, And a computer is just way too much. You know, I don't want to be hauling my $1,000 computer on the train all over the place. Then might a Chromebook be the answer? So this is the Chromebook that I'm going to be demoing here. This one happens to be an Asus Flip C100P, right?
Sounds close.
I think that's right. Now it's called a Flip because it does flip all the way over, and you can use it just as a tablet.
A nice big tablet.
It is touchscreen, nice big tablet. But what I really like about Chromebooks is that they are like a laptop. I can sit this on my lap and use the keyboard. I can operate the screen with finger, you know, touch, or with a trackpad, or, and this, a real mouse, because it has all sorts of ports. You know, it has USB port, so I'm going to put in the dongle for and use a real mouse while I'm demonstrating here. It has a micro SD card, it has a second USB, it has an HDMI, and it has an audio jack. So very versatile. And it's like a computer, but how is it different? So now I'm going to share, well, yeah, let me see what I'm supposed to say on these slides here. And these are relatively inexpensive. Compared to my $1,000 computer, this particular Chromebook cost us $199 at Walmart.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. And I just saw it on sale for $179 at Walmart, the very same exact one. And I don't know that they're at all Walmarts, but if they still have them, it might be a nice time to scarf one up.
Yeah, this is not a brand new. I mean, there are newer models, but I think this one's pretty nice.
Okay.
So I want to share my screen. What I cannot show you, however, is the first opening screen. So that's why I have a screenshot of it on this slide. When you first turn on a Chromebook, you are presented with a user, and you can set it up with more than one user. So when I turn on this Chromebook, I can log in as either Chris or Jim can log in as Jim. And whoever is logged in controls what you see. It is a very personalized device based on who is logged in. You can also, notice down at the bottom there, I have circled where it says browse as guest. So if somebody uses that button, it means that they are not logged in as any user. It's like an incognito browser. And that is what I would do if my grandkid wanted to use my Chromebook. Oh, happy Mother's Day, by the way.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day.
And that is one thing to learn. A Chromebook is a good thing to have if you have kids or grandkids that you don't want to be using your account, your stuff. Okay, so next slide. And then I'm going to use this Chromebook and show you, I already showed you how I'm going to use a real mouse, and anything I can do with a Chrome browser, I can do on the Chromebook, but there are a few extra things. All right, so now to my screen.
That's your Chromebook screen.
Yep, I am sharing, so that should be it. All right, so what you're looking at right now is my Chromebook screen. Let me, in fact, close the Chrome browser there. Oh, did I just lose everything? Probably did.
Yep.
Oh, I knew I shouldn't have done that. I closed it, and that means that I exited out of this show, so you can't see my screen.
I guess you need to get back in, don't you?
Just a sec. It won't take long.
Okay. That's the cool thing about these Chromebooks. They don't have to spend a lot of time booting up. One of the cool things.
Okay. That was very stupid on my part. But, so I'm just pretending to be a normal user, right? I am a normal user. All right, so I'm going to share the screen again.
Yeah, you just popped in.
All right. So I am on my Chrome browser here and on a Chromebook computer. So I can go to my email. I can, so this is loading my email because I turned on the computer and logged in as me, the Chromebook. And I can go to my Google Photos. So what else is there?
Really? Well, there are a few things that you need to do.
I like to go to Facebook. Anything you can do with a Chrome browser on a Windows or Mac computer, you can do on a Chromebook. But what is necessary here? An internet connection.
A good internet connection really helps.
A good internet connection, yeah. So I have my Facebook, I have my photos, I have my email, but what if I want to create a document? Anything that you can do on a Chrome browser, you can do. So for example, there is Word. Microsoft Word has a web version, so I could use that. Microsoft Excel has a web version. PowerPoint has a web version. But what if I did not have an internet connection? I can click on this little button in the lower left-hand corner here. This is the launcher for the apps that are on this device, this Chromebook.
So think of it as a start button.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like a start button. And here's all apps. And you can install more. But Google Docs and Google Sheets are native. They are the Google Docs. And let me just show you how I could create a spreadsheet. Now, I can't go offline and prove to you that I can do this offline, but you just have to take my word for it. That if I, right now, turned off my internet connection, I could still create a spreadsheet. So I'm just going to create a mileage. And if you know how to use Excel, you know how to use Google Sheets. It's the same idea. So miles. And
sort of like Lotus 1, 2, 3. VisiCalc.
So there's my miles. Here's my gallons. And now I need a formula. Equals miles divided by gallons. And I have me a spreadsheet. And that is way too many decimal places, so I can use the little tool. All right, and I can give it a name, NPG, and I already have one, so I'm going to call this one 2, and I'm done. Even if I were offline, this would work, and I would be able to bring it back.
Why don't you go offline now and see?
Exactly, that's what I already blew that. So with that, just bare minimum description of what is a Chromebook. Now we're going to introduce our guest today, who does a lot of teaching Chromebooks. His name is Ron Brown. He's currently in Comox, BC, Vancouver.
Vancouver Island.
Vancouver Island. I love Vancouver Island. We got to come up and visit sometime.
You're welcome. We even have a spot for your new Road Trek RV.
Yeah, it doesn't need too much space, huh?
No, park it right in the driveway.
Well, we know Ron through Geeks On Tour and through computer clubs. He has a very interesting history, trained as a flight surgeon in the military, and then he went on to be in private practice. But I think sounds like you've always been more interested in computers. You helped develop the physician's practice software. Then you retired to an RV. Now you winter in Mesa, Arizona, and you're the director of the Silver Ridge Community Computer Club, where we presented this. So welcome, Ron.
Hey, Ron.
Well, thank you. Thank you. That's great.
And so I have Comox in the right place?
You do. Google Maps did well.
Yeah, this Vancouver Island is awesome. You must not be too far from the ferry.
Not too far.
Okay. All right. Well, we've asked you here today and I know that you do some presentations at the computer clubs in Arizona, and one of your popular topics is Chromebooks.
It is. It is indeed. It is indeed.
So we have your slides. Let's see if
my slides ready to go.
Yep, they are ready to go. Just
Excellent.
looking at the chat window here, see if we have any. We have some questions.
Okay.
Laverne, love watching you on my TV. You must be casting, huh?
Yeah. Okay, well, let's do the presentation first, and then we'll maybe get to the questions.
Okay.
All right. Well, first of all, I want to wish everybody happy Mother's Day. And also, I'd like to thank you and Jim for doing this show for many years. I've been a big supporter and watched, usually my Sunday afternoon is watching the show. So thank you for all the many years of hard work.
Our pleasure.
I never thought I'd be a guest on the show, so it's a real privilege.
Yeah, well,
we're
glad to have you.
The other thing that's interesting, I don't know if you've been following the last 24 hours, but the internet is really in crisis. There's a ransomware called WannaCry that has now infected 150,000 organizations worldwide, hospitals, governments, in over 150 countries. So it's a good time to have a Chromebook.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a real good time to have a Chromebook because you don't have to worry about that. But there's a lot of very worried people right now. A lot of very worried people.
Yeah.
So I thought here you go. There's the first slide. Let's get on to the second slide. I thought I'd talk a little bit about the history of Chromebooks. You know, people wonder what a Chromebook is, and a Chromebook is really a laptop running the Chrome operating system. Now, the Chrome operating system was really a Unix-based system that Google developed into the Chrome operating system, and that's what runs these laptops. And really, a Chromebook is simply a laptop. People don't understand that, but a Chromebook is just simply a laptop. First, Chromebooks have been around for a long time. They started in around 2011 when Samsung and Acer started to produce them for the educational market. And Chromebooks really have been marketed to the education market. And now about 25% of all the school districts in the United States use Chromebooks. And in fact, the Chicago Public Schools, the third largest school district in the United States, has 381,000 students using Chromebooks. That's amazing.
Wow. And I read that Chromebooks outsold iPads, I think, in 2015. So
yeah, well, there's 30. So across the United States now, there are more than 30 million children using Chromebooks, Gmail, and Gmail Docs, and Google Docs, over 30 million. Now, that's about 25% of the market. Now, let me tell you why Chromebooks are going to be this is the year of the Chromebooks. As you probably know, Windows 10 sales, they're sort of flat now. Everybody's moved on. You know, the PC people that are making machines aren't selling that many. So this is the year of the Chromebook. At the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas this spring, everything was Chromebooks because the Chromebooks have reached a sort of how will I put it, at 25% of the market. All the school districts are ready to really beef this up because they work so well and they're so cost efficient. And they're looking at, in the next 3 years, about 80% of the 80% of the people in the school districts will be using Chromebooks. So there's going to be a heck of a lot of Chromebooks sold, and they're going to be sold primarily to the education market. But that's why it's good for us, because we're going to have lots of choice, lots of things happening, and there's going to be lots of people making these devices. So I think this is the year of the Chromebook.
I think I wrote a little history the other day. I said, okay, 2011, I think Google announced the Chrome OS, and all the press said it's doomed to failure. 2015 Chromebooks outsold iPad, and you know that it's really arrived when now in 2017 they're being spotlighted on Geeks On Tour. What does this button do?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you know, we're going to talk about some purchase considerations and what you might want to look for. But really, where I've sort of been teaching a lot of seniors how to use computers, and I've really labeled this. This is the Chrome. This is the laptop for seniors. And if we move on to slide 5, Jim, have you got slide 5?
Is that the one?
Yeah, a Chromebook is a laptop that runs the Chrome OS. So what is a Chromebook? That's the title of the slide. Anyway, the Chrome OS has its own security built into the software and requires no antivirus or malware. So you don't have security issues. You don't have to run malware. There's no security updates all the time. It's all built right into the operating system, and you never really know. It automatically updates itself. So all you have to do with your Chromebook is just turn it on and turn it off, and that's all. You don't have to be involved with any of the other things you usually do with the PC. Also, the Chrome operating system has never been hacked. It's the most secure way to do your banking. There's never been anybody that's hacked into the Chrome operating system. And if they did, they wouldn't find anything because there's really nothing there.
Yeah, let's talk about that just a little bit more. I mean, why is this? There's nothing on the device. Now, you can save some documents on there, but they even are synchronized to the web. But so where do viruses normally come from is from executables.
Right.
Yeah.
So all your executables, all your Microsoft, your exe files, all those files will not run on a Chromebook. They're not the basic way viruses and malware work. None of that will work on a Chromebook because it talks a different language.
Yeah, and it just works so well.
yeah.
But there are things it can't do. So
well, we'll talk about that in a minute. So let's go on and if you move on to what computer to buy, the Windows experience. And if you bring up that, it's really where I spend a lot of time. If you bring up that slide, slide number 6 now, you'll see that I spend a lot of time teaching seniors how to, I teach them Windows 10. And Windows 10 can be a very frustrating experience for people who are trying to learn how to run a computer. Now, you have to remember that Chris and Jim and I and, techie people have been using Windows for 30 years. We've used all the different versions, but if you really have never been involved with Windows and you're a senior and you try to learn this, it's a big headache, and you'll see these examples I've given you on the screen there. And usually you end up in a class, and you'll see the class in the bottom right-hand corner, and you're going to spend hours and hours and hours in classes, and you're going to try to learn Windows 10 just so you can check your bank, you can check your email, you can do a Facebook post. So there's such a huge learning curve to get just up to where you want something simple to be done, such as I said, checking your bank, sending some email, or doing a Facebook post. So you don't need to do that. So that's why I've suggested Chromebooks are designed for seniors. And if you go to the next slide, it's there's the 4 S's, I call it: simplicity, security, save money, and speed. So the simplicity is, as you said, Chris, you just open them up. They just turn on, and you're ready to go. There's nothing you have to do. You don't have to load any programs. You don't have to do anything. You just open them up, log into your Google account, and that's it. There is no security software on them. You can't put security software on. There is no malware software. It is all built into the operating system. So again, you don't have to worry about all the bad things that happen out on the internet. Save money. Last week, a Chromebook It's made by Lenovo. I've owned a number of them. The N22 was on sale for $122. I mean, you can buy a fully functional laptop to do all your stuff that you want to do for $122.
That is just amazing.
That's crazy cheap.
It's a why not?
Yeah, yeah. And now the new Samsung Chromebook Pro, the latest one that's just come out, you know, is around $450. But that's about the most money that you would ever spend on a Chromebook. So they're very inexpensive, and they're fast. They're very fast, and I don't. So you don't need a huge amount of RAM to run them because you're not running Windows. So that's why I think that the Chromebook is really a super computer for seniors. The next slide goes on Chromebook and seniors. The only thing you have to really learn if you want to use a Chromebook is you have to learn how to use a Chrome browser, because the browser is how a Chromebook works, and that's it. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Chrome browser in a minute and how that works, but that's all you really need to know. Even you know, I always used to say iPads were, when people ask me what type of computer to buy, I always used to recommend iPads. And but even with iPads, we run iPad courses in our club, and you know, there's still a learning curve with iPads. Again, the Chrome browser is so simple to use, and that's all you have to use. Again, purchase considerations, $150 to $200, no security issues. If you totally mess it up, and I can't imagine, but people do. I mean, I spend a lot of time fixing computers, and you know, it's amazing what people can do to a computer. But if you absolutely somehow, you know, really mess up your Chromebook, there's a button in there called a power wash, and you simply click on that button, and then it restores it back to factory specifications. And then you just log back into your account, and bingo, all your apps are there, all your stuff's there, everything is there that you left because it's all synced to the cloud. So there is you could power wash every day if you want. So
I
yeah,
can vouch for that. I had the occasion just a half hour before show start. My Chromebook, the touch screen just stopped touching nothing. And I had no clue why. I clicked the button for power wash, and literally in less than a minute, it was back on. Now, I then had to reset up my account, but that took a couple of minutes. I had to go change a couple of settings back in some apps, but all the apps came back. Everything came back, and I was ready to go in less than 15 minutes. As opposed to doing a factory reset on a Windows computer, it can sometimes take you days to get back to square one.
Absolutely, it works very easy. Now, in fact, and people who have come into our tech, we run a tech group on Friday afternoon where people can bring their computers, their tablets, or their Chromebooks in, and we look and help them fix them. Often just turning your Chromebook off, just turning it off and doing a reboot of your Chromebook. You don't even have to do the power wash, resets it. That's all you have to do.
I tried that, and the touch screen still didn't work, but after the power wash, the touch screen worked.
It worked fine. Yeah, good. And so as we move on to slide 9, the security, again, you'll never get that. If you look on, you'll never get your computer may be infected. You'll never get a security warning like that or anything. So it's a lot safer computer to use.
Yeah,
so I wanted to talk.
This slide is saying that you won't be seeing a message like this if you have a Chromebook.
If you have a Chromebook, correct. So I wanted to talk a little bit about, spend some time talking about purchase considerations. And that would be slide 10. So what I'd like you to think a little bit about this. Now, if you go, I would strongly recommend that you go down to Best Buy or go to Walmart. Both Walmart and Best Buy carry Chromebooks. And you really want to sort of touch and feel these devices and sort of get a feel of what you like. Just to give you, most of these Chromebooks, you can either buy them in 11 or 12-inch screen, or you can buy them in a 14-inch screen. I haven't seen anything bigger than that, so you really have two choices. And I've started on a flip-flop on that over the last few years. I always used to buy tablet or laptops with 15-inch screens. Never really liked the 17-inch; they were too big. But I always had a 15-inch. And my latest one that I bought was an 11-inch, about 11.5 inches. And I really liked it. I liked it because it's much smaller. It's much smaller and easier to carry around. So, and I liked it better. And also, you have to decide if you want it to flip. In other words, if you want it to flip backwards onto itself and make it into a tablet. Because if you turn it and you flip it completely back onto itself, it's you can make it into a tablet. Now, yeah, my experience is if you do that with a 14-inch, it's too big. All right. I think if you flip a 14, it's too big. If you flip 11, it's fine. So I think it depends. If you think you might want to use it as a tablet, then I'd probably stay with an 11-inch. You know, if you're just going to use it as a laptop, you could do a 14-inch. But what do you find, Chris? What have you found with yours? Is yours?
Yeah, this is a 10.
11.
11?
Yeah, 11.
It will fold over and use as a tablet. I don't do that. I do sometimes use it in tent mode. This is great for just putting on your lap when you're in bed and watching a movie.
Yeah.
You put it in tent mode.
Yeah.
But also, this one has an HDMI, so I can plug in as big a monitor as I want.
Right.
And that brought me up to the next issue on that slide is that you really want to make sure that you have an HDMI port. Unfortunately, I've seen some Chromebooks that don't have an HDMI output port, and that's bad because you're right. I have a 27-inch. I plug mine into a 27-inch monitor. As I get older and my vision sort of is getting a bit wonky, I love the 27-inch monitor.
Yeah, but I love that this will fit in my purse.
Yes.
I mean, I have a fairly large purse, but it's not a suitcase,
Yes.
and it's in there. Love it.
Yes. So please, so when you are going to choose, when you're going to choose your laptop or you're going to choose your Chromebook, you're going to need to think about what the size of Chromebook you want. That's the first thing you want to decide on. Is it going to be 11-inch or a 14-inch? And make sure whichever one you buy has an HDMI port. Now, the next thing is, do you want a touch screen or not? Most of the Chromebooks now come with touch screens, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But I think generally a touch screen is a good thing to have, particularly if we're going to be running Android apps, which are mostly touch screen. So I think yours is a touch screen. Is that right, Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think you needed to get that level in order to use the Android apps was one of the things, right?
Yeah. So so then we talked a little bit about flipping onto its back or tenting it, and then we want to talk about the Android apps, and that's and let's spend a minute talking about Android apps. When Chromebooks came out and they went out to all the schools and they had millions and millions of kids all using these Chromebooks, they performed extremely well, very, very well. And so everyone was pretty happy, except there was a feeling that, oh my, we'd like a few more apps. So Google announced last year this big earth-shattering announcement that they were going to port all the Android apps over to Chromebooks. And this was an earth-shattering, huge announcement that was made last year. Now, that was a pretty big step to take, and they've had to step back a bit and work on this. So, but slowly, as you found with your computer, Chris, is that your new computer, you are able to download and run Android apps. Now, I guess it's a cool thing to do, but there are so many apps that are built for Chromebooks and extensions, which we're going to talk about in a minute. I'm not sure that having all the Android apps, except you really like Snapseed, which is really great that you can run that, but I'm not sure. It's going to be a year or two before the dust settles on all porting all these apps over. So it's a bit of an issue. Now, not all Chromebooks will be able to run these Android apps, and I've put on my slide that maybe you can put on your website, the website that you can go to and check the model number of the Chromebooks, and these are the list of the ones that will or will not allow you to port over the Android apps to your Chromebook. Can you see that on the screen there?
Oh, that chromium.org.
Yeah, yeah. And that will give you the list of, and that's the website that will have all the models of all the Chromebooks and which ones will be able to port over to that. Now, you know, I personally think this is much ado about nothing. I mean, except Snapseed was the one that you were so happy about being able to do that.
Snapseed, yeah.
Yeah, but in actual fact, you know, I've looked at a lot of these, and they all run now in the Chrome App Store, and we're going to talk about that in a minute because I think that's really important that everybody understands that. Okay, so we're going to talk about that in a minute, but this is the website that you can check, and it will tell you if your model will be able to do that.
Want me to just show what that is? Just
I'll do that in a minute. I'll do that in a minute. Okay. So then, as we move along to the next slide, you'll see my buddy. My buddy is the next slide. After that, my friend is in Walmart, and there's the Chromebook. You'll see the two sizes of Chromebooks. You'll see the two sizes. You'll see the 11-inch and the 14-inch. And then the next one is the next slide is an interesting slide. These are the projected Chromebook shipments by region and year, and you're going to see that you'll see that probably the next slide after that one. You'll see that Chromebooks made by companies, the worldwide forecast up to 2019. And you're going to see that there's a heck of a lot of Chromebooks that are going to be shipped around the world. There's Byron, yeah, and those are the two size Chromebooks, and we took that at Walmart. So that's why it's these Chromebooks are at Walmart and Best Buy. So it's really before you buy it, go out and have a look, touch, feel, play with them, and then you'll go and see the graph as the as these are going to be produced, and there's just a steady increase in the numbers. So there's going to be a lot of models, a lot of companies are making these, so you're going to have lots of choices. Now the last slide.
If you just click on the little box in the corner, you'll see it real time now, rather than waiting for the live show.
Yeah, there you go. Now I wanted to go over this. So this is Can we see my screen?
Yes, you.
Can we see?
If you just move your mouse, you'll see a green curly arrow in the upper left-hand corner, and it'll
green oh, hold on here.
Just move your mouse, and in the upper left of your Hangout screen, you'll see screen share. It's the second button from the top.
Screen share. All right, second button, the little, yeah, there we go. Okay, and I just click on share?
And then, yes, click on share. Make sure it's on your entire screen, and then whatever you click on,
You are screen share. Okay, great. Can you see, you can see that? Can you see my screen?
We see your email.
Okay, can you see the top? Can you see the top here where it says apps, where my mouse is running along?
Apps.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So now this is my Chrome browser as you look here, and you're going to see all my stuff along here. Now, if you see on the bottom, on the left-hand side here of my Chrome browser, you're going to see a thing called apps. And when I click on this, bingo, it brings up my apps. Okay. Now these are apps that are this is the web store. So these are apps that you get at the web store. Not to be confused with the Google Play Store, where you also get apps, but these are apps for Chrome at the Chrome Web Store.
So those are native Chromebook apps.
These are native Chromebook apps. And whether you have a Chromebook or not, you can use these apps with your Chrome browser. For example, many people use Gmail, and they always think that they have to be online to get their Gmail. Well, if you use the Gmail offline, you just, by clicking on that, it will download all your Gmail onto your device, and then you can use your Gmail offline. So this is you can have Google Drive. There are many, and we'll show you in a minute the hundreds and hundreds of apps that are available at the Chrome Web Store. Okay, are you with me?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, now I'm going to click on that, and we're going to just make that go away. We're going to click on this, and we're going to come back. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to follow across on the right-hand side to these three little dots here. And you'll see this is the system, and we'll click on these, and this brings up your settings for your Chrome browser. So click on settings, and now you're going to bring up this menu, and it will show you that, of course, I'm signed in to my Google account. But I want you to come up and watch, and I click this extensions here, and this is going to load my current extensions. Now, extensions are a little bit different than apps. Extensions are programs that work with Chrome. There may be Chrome does 25% of the work, the extension works 50% of the time, whereas apps run the whole thing, right? So extensions help Chrome, and these are my personal extensions that I use, and you can, I use ad block, and I've got bookmark manager, and you can see some of the ones I have here. But we're going to come down now, and we're going to say get more extensions at the bottom. And now when you come up, you're going to come up, and we are now in the Chrome Web Store. Okay, and you're going to see extensions, themes, apps, and games. So these all will work. They'll work on Chrome, your browser, or they work on Chromebooks. And if you come down here, it's very interesting. And you can see here it says runs offline. So if we want to find out all the apps, we're going to click on apps that run offline. We'll just click offline here, and you're going to find out. And these are and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these programs that all will run offline, and you just simply install these into your browser and it will run. So some people think that Chromebooks just are sort of you got to be connected to the internet, and they don't do anything else other than that, but that's not true. You can download Kindle books, videos, music, PDF files. You can use the Chrome app like Google Keep to compose notes, manage your to-do list. You can purchase TV shows. You can play movies. This is all available offline on your Chromebook. And this is all part of the Chrome Web Store here. which you can have a look at it. So the Chromebook is really it's a much bigger issue than most people think, and that's why I don't think that the Google or the Android store or the Android apps, I mean, it's going to be helpful in your case with Snapseed, but there already is native Chrome apps or extensions for almost everything you want to do.
Yeah. We have a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what. Tom Parks asks, what is the largest screen you can get on a Chromebook? He wants a 17-inch.
Haven't seen a 17-inch. I think there was one that I saw, one 15-inch made, but I've never seen a 17-inch.
I saw a 15-inch.
Yeah.
But as we said, with an HDMI, you could hook it up to whatever size.
Yeah. Just make sure, because not all Chromebooks have HDMI, and if you bought and also not all screens have HDMI. I bought a screen last year. I had to send it back. It came and had a VGA port and no HDMI. That was dumb.
Tom also asked, can you cast to a TV using Chromebook and a Chromecast?
Absolutely.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
We do that. I love that. I have our older Chromebook that's 2 years old, and it just sits by the couch, and that's its job. I can browse YouTube videos, and when I get a good one, cast it to the screen.
Absolutely.
Could we load Chromebook's operating system, Chrome OS operating system, on a former Windows notebook?
Yeah, they actually sell. I'd have to think a bit about that, but they sell Chrome boxes, which are little devices that can plug into other PCs. I have never done that, but Chrome comes as well on sticks, on Chrome sticks, and it also comes on a Chrome box. So so it's possible that is possible.
Yeah, I think
I'm not sure.
Definitely the future here. So, but yeah, why would you want to? I'd rather have the one that's meant to be a Chromebook.
Right.
Now, one other thing, Chris, if I just can add, I wanted to.
Ron?
Yeah, stop sharing your screen so we can see your face again.
Oh, okay. Well, hold on. I wanted to just show you one more thing. Can I? Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So I wanted to show you the Chrome Remote Desktop here, and it's an extension for Chrome. Can you see that? It says Chrome Remote Desktop.
Yep.
So here's one little last pearl for everybody. You can run any Windows program you want on a Chromebook. So you can use the Chrome Remote Desktop. You can load it on your Chromebook, and then you can also load the Remote Desktop on your PC. And then you can actually run in a window, you can run any PC-based program on your Chromebook as a remote session.
Yeah, but it just has to be running on a real Windows computer.
It does. Well, here's can I just tell you a personal experience?
Sure.
So I have a friend of mine, an older man, who just isn't getting it as far as his Windows 10, right? He just, he's been to 2 or 3 classes, he just doesn't get it, right? And so I really want to get him a Chromebook, and I want to set him up with a Chromebook. But he's a photographer, and he wants to use Photoshop, right? And he's just really big on Photoshop. And so I think what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to set him up with Remote Desktop. He's already got the Photoshop on his PC, which he's struggling with Windows. So I'm going to set him up with the remote so he can use his Photoshop remotely on his Chromebook, and then he's got the Chromebook, which will be really easy for him to use. So that's an application that you might want to try.
Okay, we have one more. Jim Lyon.
I'll take.
Hi, Jimmy says, can you transfer a video to a portable hard drive? And I say yes. I mean, your Chromebook has USB ports. You just plug a USB hard drive in there.
Yeah. Sure.
Like a
Sure.
computer.
And you'd store it on your Google Drive anyway.
Right.
So
well, if you
wouldn't matter.
have enough bandwidth, if you have an internet connection.
Yeah.
You still need an internet connection for most things.
Yeah. Yeah, but these all have USB. They all have 2 or 3 USB keys on the side, and you can store any sort. It's just a storage device that you could store anything in there.
Right, and a micro SD card too. So I've taken the micro SD card out of the camera, put it into the Chromebook, and then uploaded to my Google Photos.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Tom Parks also asked, do they have webcams?
Yes, most of them have. All the ones I've seen have built-in webcams. In fact, the Chromebook and the Lenovo N22 had a cool one. It turned 180 degrees. It flipped 180 degrees.
Oh, that would be nice.
Mm-hmm. So you could turn it around. So you just had it sitting up, and then you just flipped the camera around, and then it was a forward-facing camera.
Okay, I think that's all the questions we have from the audience. So now we have some questions. This is how we always end with review questions. And I have a few.
Basics of using a Chromebook is just like using a Windows or Mac computer with the what browser?
That would be the Chrome browser.
That's right.
Okay, if your grandchild wants to use your Chromebook, you can trust they won't mess up your stuff if you sign out and let them browse as
a guest.
Browse as a guest.
I think that's just wonderful. It's an incognito browser from the get-go.
Yeah. To delete accounts and clean your Chromebook like new, go to the Chrome settings, then advanced settings, and then A, cold reset, B, power wash, C, format, or D, wipe out. I like that one.
You know, when I told we at our computer club, we buy them, and I sort of how will I put it, we sell them at a discount to members. And I said once, I was going to power wash her computer before I gave it to her, and she looked horrified that I was going to hose it down. So
pressure wash.
Yeah, power wash. It's not with water.
So power wash works quick and easy. Puts your Chromebook back to factory new.
So which of these programs cannot be used on a Chromebook?
Excel Online? Yes.
Nope, you can use that, yeah.
Excel EXE?
Nope.
No, that is.
Any exe file you can't use.
How about Dropbox?
Sure.
And Google Photos?
Sure.
Absolutely. QuickBooks.exe.
No, that's not going to work.
That is software for a Windows or Mac computer. Now, QuickBooks Online?
Yeah.
Sure. Picasa.
No, you can't do it.
That was the stickler for me a few years ago. I could not use a Chromebook as my main computer because I use Picasa. Now, I still use Picasa, but I use Google Photos more. That's good enough for me. And then Google Docs, Sheets, Slides.
Sure.
Those are native apps on the Chromebook, yes.
You can use your Chromebook without Wi-Fi. True, false, or partially true?
I think it's true.
I can't go to geeksontour.com. I can't.
Wow.
Yeah. So I say it's partially
true. Okay.
Yes, you can use it without Wi-Fi, but there's only certain apps that you can use.
Right.
We'll have to get a Geeks on Tour app that you can use offline.
Yeah, well, it's called a thumb drive. And that does work just fine with the Chromebooks, yes.
Okay, when you create files for the Chrome web apps, they are stored in My Documents, B, Finder, C, File Browser, or D, Google Drive.
Google Drive is the
Google Drive,
storage place for the native documents on the Chromebook. It's Google Drive. So if you are offline, it's stored on your device's memory, but it's still Google Drive, and it will synchronize the next time you are online.
Wow. Chris, what's the web page that lists all of our weekly shows?
Geeksontour.com, and the menu item is Weekly Show.
Okay. And the web page that lists all of our recent newsletters.
geeksontour.com, and the menu item is blogs and news. Newsletters under there.
And what benefits do you get by joining Geeks on Tour?
Our complete learning library of tutorial videos. You get to ask us questions in the Q&A forum. You get the show notes for these shows, discounts, and all our ebooks, including Google Photos.
Very cool. All right. And we do invite you to become a member. I don't know if I can do that. Become a member at geeksontour.com. Just go to our website and click on the link. Post-show Q&A. I don't think we're going to get to it.
No?
Now I need to reboot and everything's going to happen, but we'll try it again on an upcoming show. I'm just
Okay,
too freaked out.
You can still leave questions in the comments to the YouTube, and we'll get to them there. The chat window goes away after a while.
Yeah.
So, but we'll look at the chat window for the next few minutes.
Okay, and next time we'll be in Italy and Croatia for, well, almost a month. So watch our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and do that. Keep your fingers crossed. Watch for postings and show notes on Wednesday at thebuttonshow.com. And if you have an idea for a topic, use the suggestion box at thebuttonshow.com. And let's see what else we got. Well, that's our show for today. We want to thank Ron for joining us, and we'll see you next. Any
last words, Ron?
No. Just come and visit. Come and visit us.
Okay. Well, thanks so much.
And yeah, just hang out. I'm going to close the show and be done with that, and we'll see you next time. So Ron, you stay on. We'll sign off. What does this button do? I'm Jim.
I'm Chris.
And we're Geeks On Tour.
Keep pushing those buttons. Try a Chromebook.
Yeah. Where is my button? Stop that button. There we go. And stop the broadcast.